every week Aiden is tasked with identifying a prospect that we all should be watching. Who have you identified this week, Aid?
Cruiserweight, Alexey Egorov. So he's obviously a Russian cruiserweight. Born and grew up and lives in the city of Obninsk, in the Kaluga region. So he's a left-handed puncher with relentless pressure.
Right, and why is he on your radar then? Was he an Olympic champion?
No, he had a good amateur career, but he wasn't like he'd been in all the big tournaments, but he's not the sort of Olympic gold medalist. But having been with the best in the amateur ranks, highly rated, he's turned pro now with a sort of a bit of a bang, really, a bit of a rush. So.
Well, I've spent the last couple of days watching him under your instruction, and I see a good world level fighter, and especially with Usyk, vacating all the belts.
Yeah, that's why I sort of picked him out.
Yeah, I think you're definitely talking about a future world champion.
Like when I seen him first of all, let me see now. He was on the Alexander Povetkin Rudenko undercard, and I was let me see, I can't even think when I was now. Alright, it was against Carlos, I think it was Carlos Ailton Nascimento, TKO 5. One of those fights, definitely 2017, 2018. But anyway, what struck me was he's going in with a guy. He's fighting these guys which way more experienced than himself. Like, he had 2 fights and Nascimento had 15 wins and 4 losses. And the same with the rest of his build-up. He's been fighting people with 21 fights, and one that sort of caught my eye was Latif KO'd. At the time, KO'd was 21-3. I liked KO'd style, to be honest. And he had fought at heavyweight, but obviously that was against Luis Ortiz with a no contest in the first round. But it was a no contest because Ortiz failed the drugs test. But I thought, well, if KO goes back down a weight, he'll be a force. But then he lost to Lebedev for the World Boxing Association Cruiserweight title. And he's picked up a couple of losses since then, notably against Keith Tapia and Andrew Tabiti, both prospects.
Yeah, well, this Egorov's in the same management as Lebedev. What's his name? Dennis Lebedev. Yeah, they got the same manager, and they.
Alright. Vadim Kornilov, is he?
Something like that. Some young guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
I like what I see with this Egorov. I can't see anyone. I mean, depending on who we decide. I mean, we've got a free for all of titles coming up, haven't we? There's going to be 4 vacant. I can't see, if he's matched well, he's definitely going to win a title. Whether or not he hasn't got the frame to go up to heavyweight, so he's going to be a career cruiserweight. So you could be looking at a multiple time champion here. Yeah,
he looks strong character, doesn't he?
Good angles, good footwork, solid. He's like a tank.
And what surprised me as well is his work rate. He's just relentless with the punching.
Yeah, he says Marciano and stuff is his idols. So he's got that sort of mentality of walk forward, march you down, cut the corners, and just batter you. So he's going to pick up some losses. He's going to get outpointed at some point. But I think you could see, 2-time champion, 3-time champion when it's all done.
There's another guy like this sort of fighter years ago in the cruiserweight division. I can't remember his name. He went up to heavyweight and he lost to David Hay at cruiserweight. I can't think of the guy's name now offhand.
Momek.
Momek, the French champion. He was a bit of a tank, but this guy, he's got a bit more defensive sort of prowess about him.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't look past the cruiserweight division, and he's going to be tough to beat. But they win a title at cruiserweight, and they think they can compete at heavyweight. As long as he doesn't do that, I think this is we're looking at a career cruiserweight with multiple world title reigns.
Yeah,
maybe not a dominant one.
I'd like to see him fight on the way up now. Dmitry Kurdashev. He's the Russian Hammer. He's another big punching sort of fighter. He lost in the World Series tournament.
Mm.
I think he lost to the guy who's fighting Andrew Dabiti next, Junior Dodigas. But I've seen his Kurdish fight off a couple of times, and his power is something else. If he hits you, it's like everybody just goes over.
Mm.
So
Well, hopefully he doesn't. He'll probably fight him at some point, but I can't see Egorov.
So Egorov won the 2013 gold medal in the Adult European Championship in Minsk.
Yeah.
So
He's won the Russian national. He's won silvers at the Russian nationals. But what's interesting to me is that he's competed at the World Series of Boxing, and I can't find his record or what he actually achieved. But he come out smelling roses.
yeah,
Did he fight any? How many fights did he have for the World Series of Boxing? Because he might be like 8-0 now. He is, isn't he? But how many paid fights, has he actually had? What are we looking at? We're looking at someone who's really 15, 16 fights.
might be. They actually pay when you will see boxing, or they give you sort of sponsorship money. And
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a way that you're subsidised, I know.
Yeah.
But I think because it looks like he's one fight away from a belt, or at least eliminator for a belt. Because the guy he last beat lost. Oh, I can't think of his name. Oh. But he seems to be. He's not. Although we've identified him as a prospect, he seems like a fake prospect. He seems like he's at least double the fights that we are seeing on BoxRec.
Alright. Well, the guy he beat last time, Thomas Ustuzian, South African, he was touted years ago at light heavyweight to be like the champion, but he sort of hit the bottle with the booze, and he's made a few bad career choices. Now he's like obviously a stepping stone. Now he's 28 and 2 losses, and 28 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. And it's a shame to see. I thought he would have gone and brought his career back into the win section, but obviously fighting this guy, whoever's managing him doesn't like him very much, do they?
But going back to Egorov, where with the Cruiserweight division is about to go back into the shadows, isn't it? Without Usyk shining a light on it right now. Has the World Series of Boxing, is it World Series of Boxing or the Super Series, are they planning another Cruiserweight tournament?
No, I think what's going to happen is if Usyk starts relinquishing belts, by the time this tournament finishes, there might be a belt or 2 on the line.
Yeah.
So you'll get one champion probably, or an interim champion.
It's a shame, see, because the Cruiserweight division has not long been like the dark division, isn't it? There's no excitement there, and suddenly it's in the spotlight again with one champion. And we're about to go in the dark ages again, and just as this Egorov is coming through, how do you think if he'd been in the Super Series, how do you think he would have fared against the Usyks and he might have already fought Usyk, is he? On the World Series of Boxing?
We'll see, yeah. It's hard to judge how good he is right now, but I think he'd definitely be he'd be competitive. I don't think he's quite ready for the top guys. But
I think we're looking at the finished article now, see?
It could be.
His record's misleading when it shows 8 fights, but I think we're looking at the finished article, which I'd really love to get the numbers on his World Series of Boxing time.
Yeah. I can't find at the moment if he's ranked in the world top 10. But he's certainly not in the WBC top fighters, but I think I could check the WBO rankings now, couldn't I?
Yeah, well, there's not much information on this guy. I found some forum posts about him on Eastside Boxing, but it's very hard to find anything about him. We know he went to the Olympics, but I can't seem to find out where he placed. It suggests early rounds.
Yeah.
He we know from after 2012 he went in World Series of Boxing, but finding information on that is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's quite.
We know he competed there. He had multiple fights, but it's like, World Series of Boxing, right? If I was running their marketing, I would say that we've had Joe Joyce versus Alex, Usyk.
Yeah.
Why ain't they? What's holding them back? I mean, I'd love to know what Egorov's record is. I know he's 8-0, but he's not a prospect. This is a guy who isn't going to get much better. He looks that good that I think he's not going to add much more to his game. He's ready for He's ready for a vacant world title now.
Yeah, he's number 7 in the WBA. So I think he's ready for the shot somewhere, isn't he?
Suggests that he hasn't got a promotional. He's not signed up with a massive promoter, has he?
No.
Doesn't seem to have many connections.
So, trying to think, where was his last fight to?
He was looking at him. Records,
yeah, Kattenberg, Russia. So obviously, obviously he's staying in Russia at the moment, is he? I haven't seen any fight outside of Russia.
Well, if anyone watches this and they got information on him, we'd love to know, especially if you can dig up his World Series of Boxing record for us to see what is exactly we're dealing with here, because we've identified him as a prospect, but I think he's at contender level.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's the misleading records. As World Series of Boxing has made everything confusing. I thought Joe Joyce was steamrolling everybody. Then I find out Usyk beat him. Jesus Christ, how good is this Usyk? Why ain't everyone screaming that he beat that Joe Joyce?
Yes, a lot of people don't watch these amateur tournaments today. That's the thing.
But it's not amateur, is it? Really, is it?
Yeah.
It's as close to real fighting as boxing.
It's like when everybody was on what years ago, Errol Spence, how good he is. But when you see him against Sarek Sapiev just used the footwork and he beat him every round. You know what I mean? And you think, well, why didn't that other guy turn pro? But obviously, he's given a job as a training consultant or whatever for the Olympics, and they're happy to make money that way, isn't they?
Yeah. So that's Alexey Egorov.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at a guy who's going to win a world title within 18 months.
I looked at the Egorov's manager, and he's residing in Los Angeles now. But
yeah, he made the move 2 years ago, didn't he?
What's the mad thing is, nearly every fighter on it is like Egorov, Russian Sergey Kumzin, Denis Lebedev, and then you come to Mickey Rourke.
Oh, he's Mickey Rourke's manager, is he? Oh wow, that's why he's in LA, isn't it?
Aye, but probably the one person he could have not done with, and he says, "I'll come to LA."
So your prediction on this man's career? How many world titles, if any?
I predict he'll win a world title, but probably within 2 years, I think.
I believe he'll end his career as a 2-time Cruiserweight champion of the world.
That's a good prediction.
I've started watching him on Box Records. You got that function on Box Record where you can track a fighter as long as he's signed in. So I'm glad you picked him. I didn't like last week's pick.
How do you get that sort of thing on you?
He's go next to the box's name and you can put watch fight.
Alright.
And it's actually, they should have called it track a fight, but you track them, so you're notified every time they make it. So I figured we would do updates on our prospects as they happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Alexey Egorov, and I'm very high on this guy's abilities.
Okay, I am too.
Yeah, good pick. I'm glad you pointed him out to me.
Alright, thanks. So
yep. Thanks, guys. And and if anyone could get any information on his World Series of Boxing records, we would love to do it. We would love to find out more. Leave them in the comments.
Post the comments. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.